that, you made that, that you made that, that you made that.
Solid Hill TDS, J. Leo, Hitchhikers. Check. I'ma spit fire and propane. Keep a little baggie of some veggies, your romaine. Soppy ass bitch tryna eat up the whole brain. While this bummy ass nigga still asking for more change. Get your taste buds lit, popping right under your tongue. Lighten up a sharp strain, feel like it's chopping your lungs. Smoke another leaf to the head, feeling like Danny Phantom. Got a medicine jar in my car full of zany samples. Running with the factions with my rations getting low. Get down on the floor, blood races like I'm whipping blow. Shit show for show, I don't know, I just release and go. Can't hear what you're saying, this sweet too loud and you're speaking low. Johnny smoking haze, ain't a blaze, I got heat to throw. Then I'm let the heater flow and sing it to the heat below. Think it's a game, I pick today before you let him roll. Think I'm insane, but from the start I never had control.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight? Have you ever laid with a demon with the flames by your bedside? Smoking the air, sipping on spirits, get the mood right, get the crew hype. Middle fingers to the blue lights, dancing on your grave while I gaze into the moonlight.
Rolling through the city, heart is empty, but I'm feeling frisky, knowing I can make it even though these niggas want it in me. Got some rolling papers and some bitches, yeah, we getting litty, feeling out of place. Fuck it, I got my niggas with me. We on a long road, smoking trees and bagging hoes. Love is faded, I'm jaded, consequences are never told. Running out of characters, the real me is getting old. Facing the facade, 50 shades, and I fall below. I'm on some new shit, underworld a new bitch. Your loose lips tangle you up, I guess this news fits. I do this, spitting some fire in Meth Doom. Hits the sun god, bringing some light. Now watch your mood switch, hieroglyphs when writing scripts. Namaste but conquering, conjuring some spirits in the valleys where they die and quit. Just a gladiator on a righteous tip, still sharp and steel, but I'm colder than the Arctic gets.
Yeah. What's up? How's everybody doing tonight? It's your boy Walcott Ma. We in the building. I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition, episode 218. Yes, 218. Yes, we racking these episodes up. And as always, that's my homie from another mother. I call him 40 Water. Y'all call him Silent Hill TDS. Him and J. Leo Pale Moon Devil Dance, the official, unofficial theme song to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition. Please go on over to YouTube. Go show my cat some love. Type in Hitchhikers. All right. You see it's going on the bottom of the screen. Give them some love and support on their YouTube page. And of course, while you over there on YouTube, please give us some love and support. Like, share, follow, hit the bell notification, subscribe, and spread the word of what we got going on here at I.O.W. Sports. Oh, I.O.W. Sports Network is also the same address for our Instagram page. Yes, I.O.W. Sports Network. So when you over there and you got time, going over to Instagram, I.O.W. Sports Network, when you ain't checking out your Instagram models, and hopefully you ain't getting masseuses off of there like Deshaun, and hopefully you avoid some trouble. But no, Instagram, I.O.W. Sports Network, and of course, yes, we do have a Twitter page as well, I.O.W. Sports 1. Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Please take a time out. Take a time out from your Twitter beefs. Come on over to I.O.W. Sports. I.O.W. Sports 1 is the address. And of course, as always, I.O.W. Sports Network on Facebook. Yes, that is our public open forum page for you guys. Yes, I'm talking to you, looking at you, all the viewers and the listeners. Facebook, I.O.W. Sports Network. That's the place to be if you are a lover of sports. Start some good debates. Drop a hot take. Say, like I had a take. I said Deshaun Watson would be starting week 1. I was wrong, but it is what it is. You get people that agree with you and people that won't. You might be wrong, you might be right. Hit it right on top of the head. You never know, but that's the point of it, to spark a debate, drop some funny sports memes, just everybody laughing. And we definitely emphasize on the word network. So if you have a podcast, a sports podcast, regular podcast, drop your content, let people know that you exist. If you have a small business, drop the line to your website so people can, purchase your goods and services that you provide. That's the point of that page. That is the point of that page. It is. And on top of that page, you'll see my handsome self. and you'll see a link to J. Edwin Collection, which is the official t-shirt company from Detroit Mail. And as of course, him being part of the I.O.W family, he provides all our merch for I.O.W Sports. So please hit that link, see something you like, purchase it, show some love, show some love. But there's one thing you can't get on that link, and that is the official I.O.W Sports snapback. That snapback. In order to get this, you must donate $30 to that Cash App. You see it right there? Follow my finger. Cash App, I.O.W Sports Network. Send $30 right there. Give us a physical address, and in return, yes, you will get this very exclusive I.O.W Sports snapback. Let's jump in the comments who we got with us in the building. Yes, we live, baby. Yes, Kofi Weeson, we are live. Yes, 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 yes. We here. Our boy MJ is in the building. You know, man, my bad, man. Oh yeah, I had to do. Nah, you good, bro. It's all good. Yeah, your boy Deshaun out here looking crazy right now. Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second. Aaron Judge needs to be drug tested. That man is too good. Oh, trust, they are on. They are on it. They are on it. Not, nah, it's all good. It's all good. He'll be there week 6. He'll be there week 6. I know week 7 because you got a 6-game suspension, so he'll be there. And like I said, we'll get to the business. It's Monday. Where Boney Homie at? I don't know where is Bones. I mean, we might have to fire this guy. I mean, I don't know. He know his Monday nights with Boney Homie, and he ain't here. Where the hell is Bones?
Hey man, I ain't gonna be in the work today. Me and the homeboys, we was watching some old Laker tapes, and they made me a bet that I wouldn't take a shot for every time Russell Westbrook break the jumper or made an errant pass. I'm still fucking drunk. This was we did this. This was last night, 10 p.m. I'm still drunk. So Monday nights for Boney Homies is not gonna make it tonight. Next week though, I'll be there. We're gonna talk about.
I guess that's the reason why Bones ain't here tonight for Boney Homie. Monday nights with Boney Homie. He I guess he took a dare. I guess the homie said that every shot that Westbrook misses or throws a bad pass that results in turnover, he had to take a shot. And I can imagine that was at least minimum of 15 shots that Boney Homie had to take. So he might have to go check and go get checked for alcohol poisoning. He definitely might have to go check for that. The bad part is as a Lakers fan, we will be seeing more of Russell Westbrook. He's still on the roster. As it stands right now, it's damn near impossible to move him off the roster. So, Bones, I recommend do not, mark my words, do not take any kind of bet like that ever again. Ever. Don't take that bet no more. All right, y'all. The drama is done. It's been almost 2 years with this whole crazy circus scenario with Deshaun Watson, and it has finally come. I wonder how long he lasted. Definitely not the entire game. Oh no. He probably had to save some shots for today to make up for what he missed last night. Hey, I'm with you, AP. I'd never take that bet. That was a bad bet. Hey, you don't take that bet. Like there's literally some things you don't bet on. And taking a shot on every time that Westbrook would miss or throw a bad pass that results in turnovers, man, you asking to get alcohol poisoning, asking for it. But no, crazy bets. I know I wouldn't do it. I enjoy my life. I ain't trying to deal with alcohol poisoning, slumped over, yakking and shit. Those days are done. Catch me 15 years ago, I've probably been for it, but nah, not no more. Not no more. Anyway, I thought Bones knew basketball. I think he might have already been intoxicated when he took that bet, Matt. I ain't even going front. He probably was already messed up when he took that bet because if he knew better, he knew not to take that shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Anyway, man, I've been seeing all kind of reactions from the suspension, and I gave my takes earlier, and I will be rehashing them in just a second, just to get people who didn't get a chance to see it or hear it. And I mean, it's the talk of the day. Your man, Deshaun Watson, finally suspension got levied down. 6 games, 6 games that he will be receiving from the NFL. I saw a very interesting take from your boy Kyle Brandt on America. This is America. Good Morning Football. Wrong show. My bad. Let me get the right show right. So don't want to get any copyright infringement. But let's just take a look, because I saw what he had to say, and to say I'm just irritated by some of these talking heads in the media, and that's why I love what I do, because I'm giving this point of view from a barbershop talk, a water cooler talk, a fan's point of view, love of sports that sees things in a realistic way and not what the media wants you to view certain aspects of sports. So we're gonna take a look at this, and more than likely, I'm gonna shit all over it. Just to give y'all fair warning right now, I probably will shit all over everything that Kyle Brandt has to say. But hey, give some of these people their chance to say their opinions as talking heads, even though more times than not they are wrong as hell. But we'll take a look.
Frankly, except for me to see 6 games, based on what I've read, what I've experienced over all this time, 6 games. Not only 6 games, $45 million signing bonus, untouched.
Right.
$46 million salary for this year, untouched, not dinged at all. And I thought it was interesting. Our reporter, Judy Batista, brought up earlier, we're talking about different comps and precedents and things like that. And she mentioned Ben Roethlisberger, who was suspended 6 games. Ben Roethlisberger had a single accuser who accused him of doing something on a single night, and it was 6 games. This is 30 women, and I know that's not how many were presented to the arbiter. I don't care. I'm talking about reality here. 30 women over several months. And for the people who are speaking up for Deshaun or maybe apologizing for it, what is the take at this point? Because if anybody is still clinging to these wild, ludicrous conspiracy theories about these 30 women got together and decided, I just don't buy it at all. Does it not sit well with you? Read that the New York Times said he met with 66 women over 17 months about being a potential masseuse? As I said earlier, at best, something inappropriate. At worst, something reprehensible. I think what happens with something like this is you get kind of numb to the news cycle, and we've been caught up in this race for weeks, in this horse race of how many games is it going to be, and this number or that number, that you start to lose track of the human element of the story. This is not a player who's being suspended for PEDs or even gambling. This is a very poignant human story involving women, and there's this thing about, well, it's not 30, it's not 24, it's 5. Like, who cares if it's 1? Do you understand? It could be 1. And I there's also this nonviolent phrase that's being thrown out, like it's some sort of band-aid. The word is coercive. And I look at 6 and I find it very light. I hope it doesn't stay that way personally. I think that Deshaun Watson leveraged his status as an NFL player against women, in my opinion. And I think it happened more than one time. And I think it was in closed doors and small rooms against women who were probably intimidated. And it pisses me off to even talk about it. And frankly, it pisses me off to see the number 6. And I don't think it's going to stay that way. And I hope it doesn't.
Where do I begin with what Kyle Brandt had to say? I'll start by this. If you are a media guy, get your facts right. Ben Roethlisberger had two rape. We are talking about rape allegations thrown on his name. Deshaun Watson had 0 rape allegations on his name. So let's start right there. All right. We're talking about rape and sexual misconduct. 2 different things. Two totally different things. They are handled differently under the letter of the law. They are punishable differently under the letter of the law. So if you're going to be a media guy and you got all the sources to make sure that you got the right facts, get them right. And if you want to bring up Ben Roethlisberger situation, both of those women did file criminal charges, and both were told that they didn't have enough evidence. He had the Lake Tahoe incident, and then he also had the same incident in Georgia. The big difference between Deshaun and Ben is that Ben, the words were false imprisonment, were attached to his allegations. You know what I'm saying? As in, he was not letting them women leave. There's a huge difference. Come on. See, this is what I can't stand about these talking heads on these big networks. They want to paint the picture. They've been painting the picture of Deshaun Watson as a criminal this whole 2 years. A criminal this whole 2 years. And everybody's so infatuated with the number of women he so-called met with and the number of actual women that joined the civil suit case. They keep getting caught in that hype. Like, end of the day, the man wasn't charged with nothing. And you can tell this was a money grab because this is what the talking heads in the media keep forgetting. The details. And see, let me backtrack because here's my personal opinion, and everything I've said about this whole case have been based off of the facts that Tony Busby, who was the lawyer that headed up the civil suit case, that he himself and his team of lawyers put out. So I'm not basing anything off of personal feelings, personal thoughts, opinions. I'm basing it off the facts that Tony Busby himself, who led this whole smear campaign over Deshaun Watson. And no, I'm not sitting here absolving or saying that Deshaun Watson's some saint. I've never said that, not once. I'm going based off of the facts. The facts of what Tony Busby and his lawyer teams put out. Here's facts. Not all them women were professional masseuses. All right, let's get that straight. Some of them women, majority of them, if you look at the cases that they kept releasing, were going back multiple times. 2-3 times of having sessions with Deshaun. See, but the media people, them talking heads, they don't want to talk about that. They're not going to put that out. They don't want to put that out. And that's the shit that drives me crazy because I don't remember this same hoopla over Ben Roethlisberger. I don't remember this same media smear campaign over Robert Kraft, who got caught getting happy endings just like Deshaun. Y'all think that was the first time Robert Kraft was down in Florida getting happy endings? You think that was the first time? I ain't got $1 million, but I'm willing to bet $1 million that wasn't Robert Kraft's first time in a masseuse parlor getting happy endings. I don't remember no smear campaign on him. Daniel Snyder's been a dirtbag for a long ass time down in Washington since he's on that franchise. Years. I don't remember no smear campaign on him. Jerry Jones ain't been the most or well saint down in Arlington, Texas, while he's been owning his team. Some of him and his good old boys been very disrespectful to women. I don't see no smear campaign on Jerry Jones and his boys. We even go and take it a little further. Y'all remember Brett Favre? Oh yeah, I know y'all know that name. But y'all remember Brett Favre had the little incident with the New York Reporter when he was a Jet, exposing himself, sending dick pics, unwanted pictures from him. I don't remember no smear campaign dogging Brett Favre. He continued to play four more years in the NFL after that, since that incident happened. I can't stand the biasy and the picking and choosing when the dog certain people because of bad choices that they made. To me, the only thing Deshaun Watson is guilty of is being a kink, being a freak. Guilty of being messy. But for the last 2 years, this whole media campaign to make Deshaun look like he's such a predator against women. He was young, had some wealth. Oh, hey, thank you, Kofi. Marv Albert. I don't remember the smear campaign on him. We got all these personalities that have been very disgusting towards women, but they want to pick and choose because Deshaun Watson wanted some happy endings. But these talking heads don't want to face the facts of what's been released by Tony Busby and their team. The man was over there getting happy endings. Half them women won't even register masseuses, licensed masseuses. He's going on Instagram contacting them. You know what you find on Instagram? Yeah, you can find some actual professional people that do have professional pages on Instagram. You can. I got an Instagram account. You know what I'm looking at? Boy, I'm looking at them Instagram models too. They got their asses out. They got their titties out, shaking it. Putting that very sexual feelers out in there. And don't get it twisted. They saw that check mark. Y'all know what that check mark means by certain people's names? That means you certify that that's the real celebrity. So if they see a Deshaun Watson sliding in their DMs and he's asking for a massage, knowing that you ain't no damn licensed masseuse, what do you think is going to happen? But not one of them cases said that he coerced them to do anything, forced them to do anything, false imprisonment. See, none of those words were attached to none of them. None of them. Deshaun Watson is guilty of linking with some freaky links, being young and successful. And one thing that ain't getting talked about is the part that the Houston Texans, the role that they played in that. Because Deshaun Watson is over there just thinking, like, I'm just gonna meet up for some freaking links. They the ones that had the damn room set up. They the ones that provided the NDAs. Deshaun Watson wasn't thinking nothing about no NDA. He was thinking about how I'm going to bust this nut. That's what they was thinking. That's exactly what he was thinking. And here's another thing, Anthony. I 100% totally agree with you. He's only losing 6 game checks. That totals up to, I think I saw the figure, probably around $345,000. Remember, the Browns, when they made the trade and signed him to the contract, they deliberately only set his salary for this upcoming season to $1 million. The signing bonus you can't touch. The money in the future you can't touch. You only lose the money of the games that you're going to miss, and he's only missing 6 games. So I think it was only $345,000. Matt, my little statistician, fact checker, double check that for me if you got the second. But I totally agree with you, Anthony. You know, if you miss a whole year, don't get paid. But that's what they should have handled this last year. He sat out a whole year. You know what I'm saying? Okay, $333K, something like that. Yeah, I think that's what I saw. But I'm just, I'm just tired with the media and how they portrayed this shit, how they deliberately tried to have this disdain for Deshaun Watson. And now they want to be all moral riders talking about, oh, the disrespect to women, disrespect to women. Okay, then have that same energy with people that's actually been disrespectful to women. Because how I see it, Deshaun's just been a young, successful man wanting to just have some fun. And all these women obliged. And not only did they oblige to it, they got paid. I'm sorry. There's a difference between a victim and a scammer. And I see a lot of scammers that was part of this whole plan to smear Deshaun Watson. And it leaves a bad taste in my mouth because there's actual women who are actual victims that are going to be afraid to actually speak up when things are actually done wrong. Because the facts are the facts. He never forced himself onto a woman, never held them captive, didn't impede their way out of the situation. The facts are the facts. If you get nutted on your chin and your chest, then you probably buy dick. What you doing buy dick if you don't want to get jacked on? You don't want to get splurged on? Answer me that. Kyle Brandt and all you fucking smart ass talking heads on these networks that y'all think y'all know everything. Answer me that. If I poll 100 women right now and say, if you get nutted on your face, in your chin, in your chest, well, what do you buy? They're gonna say, I'm buying dick. An exposed dick. And therefore, you have the choice whether to either partake or leave. You have that choice. You can't be offended after the third time you didn't got nutted on. You didn't go back to 2, 3, 4 sessions and got nutted on every time. Now you mad? And I'm tired of hearing this. Oh well, you know they felt that they needed to because of his celebrity status. No, my man Detroit Mel said it perfectly today on the show. You chose to take a pause on your moral clarity over money. Oh, I got to get these bills paid. I got to make sure my lights on. I got to make sure I got food on the table. I got to make sure it this. I got to make sure it that. At the end of the day, when you about your morals, you don't have to bend them for money. If you believe in your morals, you never compromise your moral ground for money. I'm sorry, y'all. Based on the facts, I see a whole bunch of scammers. I don't see the victims. People may not like what I just said, but oh well. But I'm basing my opinions off of the facts that were delivered by Tony Busby and his whole team as his whole charades has gone on for the last 2 years. They got what they wanted. All his plaintiffs got some money in his silver suit, and they making Deshaun Watson look like a dirtbag. Now, when it comes to the suspension, when it comes to the actual suspension of the 6 games, my personal opinion, he shouldn't have got none. Especially if he did the same thing that Robert Kraft was doing, getting happy in this. He was doing the same thing. Where's the punishment for Robert Kraft? If there's anybody that really should be suspended and really smeared is these owners that are doing disgusting shit like Robert Kraft and Daniel Snyder and Jerry Jones and them. Shouldn't you be holding your owners to a higher behavioral conduct but it's okay because they billionaires, right? They the ones that are financing some of these things. So they okay. They absolved, right? I don't understand it. I don't understand how the media does this shit. I don't understand how the NFL holds different morality levels between owners and players. I don't get it. I don't understand. Here's a quick take. The NFL has your own code of conduct and policy that players had to abide by. Yes, maybe somewhere in his actions he violated something. They know the details. I'm just trying to think of the logic because I'm stumped too. Here's the thing. NFL, they can do what they want. They can just say that the fact that this has gone on for 2 years, this whole charade is in violation. That's all they had to say. That's all they had to say. They say you've been a distraction. You are not protecting the shield. That's all they really had to say. And I get it because this is your business as an NFL. And they can say, oh, well, you weren't guilty of criminal charges, which he wasn't. But because of your behavior, your conduct, and it brings so much negativity to our product, it looks as if the NFL is just an organization full of just of disrespectful men towards women, and they can paint it like that. And that's all they really need to say if you violated the conduct policy. But back to the actual suspension, I personally say he should have got none. But 6, whatever. But this is what led me to the point where I thought he wasn't going to get none or very minimum, is because the Browns would not have traded away Baker Mayfield if it was a long suspicion. Because you don't, even though you beefing with Baker, you don't make that move knowing that you're going to be without Deshaun Watson for a long period of time. Say what you want about Baker Mayfield. I'll take him over Jacoby Brissett. I'll take him over Josh Rosen. I would. I mean, it's. Well, let's look at the schedule though. Let's look at the games he's going to miss. Let me pull it up real quick. I know they start, believe it or not, week 1 against Carolina. I do know that. So that's favorable. That's very favorable for Cleveland. Carolina week 1, Jets week 2. That's not a gimme game no more though. I do believe that the Jets will be better this year. I'm predicting 8-9 wins for the Jets this year. So that's not a gimme. Winnable. You got the Steelers. You don't know what the Pittsburgh's looking like. They got quarterback questions. You don't know what they're going to look like. You got the Falcons. That's a winnable game. Chargers. That's a tough one. And Patriots. I predicted the Patriots might be a 4 or 5, maybe 6 game winning team this year. I don't see it. I think the Patriots are going to decline big time this year. I don't care what Belichick's been saying about Mac Jones. That's all cute and shit, but he wasn't great last year. He was mediocre. He was a middle of the pack quarterback, stats-wise. And that was with Josh McDaniels. The biggest loss you had this year was losing Josh McDaniels. Now you don't have no offensive coordinator. You got Joe Judge, who was a special teams coach, did a terrible job as a Giants head coach. And you got Matt Patricia, who's been a defensive coach, was a terrible coach in Detroit. They over there got offensive coordinator duties together, shared together. Where's an offensive-minded coach that's going to help develop Mac Jones? Actually help him progress to be better. I don't care what Belichick is saying about Mac Jones. I don't see it. I don't see the Patriots having a good year at all. You know what I'm saying? It just is. Come on, man. But you look at that schedule. It's very. I'm not going to say favorable. It's manageable. 3-3 to me is the floor of the best the worst that outcome of missing without Deshaun Watson. 4-2, 5-1. 5-1 is the ceiling. Really, the only game that I say for sure that the Browns should lose is probably the Chargers. You know, Panthers should be manageable. Jets are manageable. Steelers at home should be manageable. Falcons, you should be able to take care of that. And Patriots. 4 of those games are at home. Home field advantage means something. So I mean, you know, it's to me it's manageable. Andy says you think Browns' first home game will a lot of boycotting. I don't think you'll get boycotting. I think you'll get protests. You'll have your group of women out there protesting. You'll have them. You'll definitely have them. Is Watson girlfriend since with him? As far as I know, she was with him the whole time while he was even doing these sneaky links. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, you know, I mean, say what you want. She's not. She didn't leave Deshaun Watson through this whole ordeal. She know what's up. She know he still got the bag. And you know, I don't mean to make it sound so shallow like that, but you know, most women would have left. But I think she sees this shit like, oh, and them hoes trying to get at my man for some money. I ain't stupid. You leaving him? No, baby. I forgive him. You know? So, I mean, you know, she ain't leaving. She know who the breadwinner is. He R. Kelly them females. I don't know. R. Kelly was doing some real mind manipulated shit. He even got the parents in on him. He manipulated the parents, said, I'm gonna make your daughter a star. Let her stay with me. Here's the check. So R. Kelly was on some Epstein type shit. You know, grooming type shit. Deshaun was just trying to catch some nuts, man. You know, if Crab didn't do anything wrong, then why did him and his lawyers get them to destroy the video footage? Thank you, man. Oh, thank you. That's why I love you, bro. Because you see the truth, you see the light. He's a dirty ass old man. But they giving hell. They are giving hell to Deshaun Watson. NFL owners equals glorified billionaire mafia. Damn near close. Let's not forget that once gambling is involved, it's definitely affected by the mafia. Mafia been running the numbers for a long time in the States. So this shit's almost mafia-like. It's funny, when Watson got traded before he signed the contract, all this drama started. Texans leaked this out. I wouldn't be surprised. Y'all do remember that Tony Busby was neighbors to the owner, Adams. He was neighbors to the owner of the Texans. Legit. And let's not forget, none of this stuff was coming out until the fact that Deshaun Watson wanted to be traded from Houston Texans. Imagine if he didn't make that request. Does any of this stuff come out that he's just a freak? Get all these happy endings? Does this even happen? Y'all know me, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think none of this happens if he doesn't make that trade request. He saw what the Texans were doing. They kept the front office kept changing, interchanging. Positions kept getting filled and then dropped, and then coaches would be there for 1 year, and then he's seeing his top players getting traded. D. Hopkins goes to Arizona. They don't retain J.J. Watt, cornerstone pieces. They just come off a 4-12 season. He's realizing, hey man, I know I just signed that contract extension, but y'all ain't giving me shit to work with. And to all those fans that say, and all those people that saying, oh well, there's no way he's gonna catch any love in Cleveland. I've been hearing reports, they've been ever since he's gotten to Cleveland, he's been a model citizen. The fans have been receiving him very well at training camp. They getting autographs from him. They all in there. They all in there. Yeah, you got a good point. If I'm Cleveland, go ahead and rev up the Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb train. We about to run the ball. We about to run it down y'all throat. It's time for bully ball. Let's not forget, Cleveland has, they've always had one of the best rated offensive lines. You got 2 number 1 running backs. It's the best time to employ that. Anthony saying they might go 2-4 over that stretch. It's possible. Hey, when you got Jacoby Brissett or Josh Rosen at quarterback, it's possible. But to me, it goes back to that main point. I think they had an idea of what the suspension was going to be like. Otherwise, you don't move Baker Mayfield. Anything past 8 games, they would have kept them. 8 games or more, they would have kept them. Because you don't want to go half your season without the quarterback you just traded for and gave him a lot of money for. So, yeah. And that's the main point, Anthony. End of the day, man, that money talk, man. That money talks. And that's why I think one of my biggest beefs with all how the media has handled this is they want to pick and choose. They want to pick and choose, especially with these owners, because the owners are pretty much they're the what? They're the lifeline. They're the ones that are pretty much, financing the players, financing the product. Who are the players? And then it just baffles me that at the end of the day, this man Deshaun is still a human being. And like I said, he's only guilty of being a freak and wanting to just be promiscuous. But he's no criminal. And I did not care for the fact that the media has spent the last 2 years smearing his name. It is what it is. You making 230 million, you can cheat on me. Shit, go ahead. The house would be clean when you come home. Hey, his girlfriend ain't left. As far as I know, the reports I seen, she ain't left. She's been there right by his side. Hey. And I'm not sure what she does, but I can guarantee you she's not making Deshaun Watson money. I mean this regular Joe Schmoes that get left by their old ladies because they cheated. Hell, y'all forget Beyonce worth half a billion. She didn't leave Jay-Z. She didn't leave Jay-Z. She forgave him. And she don't even need Jay-Z to survive. But we got regular women can't even forgive. They man over the smallest of shits in the world. But here's my cry out to Deshaun. Here's my cry. Deshaun, if this ever gets to you, man, You dodged a real bullet, bro. Because this shit could have taken your whole career down. Could have brought your whole career down, bro. Now that you've gone through this ordeal, you got a lot of damage control to do with your name, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not. And I'm not saying you should go out there to please these media talking heads in the media. Nah, you don't need to. But you do need to carry yourself in a different decorum now. All I'm saying is there's multitudes of private clubs that would have been able to fulfill your little kink fetishes and been real discreet about it. But they wanted your career, and they almost had it. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, that's what they wanted. They tried to get his career. Thank you. Deshaun, they wanted your career, bro. They wanted to show that at the end of the day, no matter how good you are, how talented you are, and how much money you getting paid, you are not above the NFL. They wanted to make you an example, and they succeeded to an extent. But Playboy, you can't put your career in jeopardy like that. You can't put your career in jeopardy like that. Yeah, Anthony, and that's the crazy thing. That 6 games might be more. Because the NFL, I think the NFL is not happy about it. They're not happy that you got 6 games. But I gotta be real about the woman who made the decision. I can't remember her name off the top of her head. Somebody throw it in the comments. But she's a former prosecutor. She made this decision off of facts that was presented to her. There's no criminal charges involved. So you're not a criminal. I can't suspend you for that. But just because of the NFL policy of protecting the shield and the image of the NFL, I got to give you something. And I think that's what she did. Because, boy, imagine the hoopla and the uproar right now had she said 0 games. Just imagine the hoopla off of that. You talking about protests? You talking about boycotts, Anthony? I think the NFL had to give something that's because we've talked about it before on the show. Women in America are starting to become more and more consumers of the NFL. And whether some women saw through the smoke and mirrors that there was a money grab or not, and some that didn't, and some that won't see it that way, imagine losing that money. And see, and it always comes back full circle to the money. It always comes back to the money. People would have been in an uproar, man. They'd have been marching down to Cleveland Brown Stadium ready to tear that motherfucker up. They'd have been down to the training camp with all kind of distractions. And let's be honest, Deshaun Watson only settled with these civil suits because he wanted to get back to football and get back to repairing his name. That's the only reason why. He wanted to just get this shit over with. But it's not an admission of guilt. Because he has the funds that he probably could have waited that civil suit out and looked at the women and said, y'all gonna keep letting these lawyer fees rack up? Y'all gonna keep letting these court fees rack up? I got $230 million guaranteed. I got 45 right now just because I signed my name on the contract. He possibly could have just let them women bleed out. He could have. But I think what he did is he don't want the distraction no more. I don't blame him for that. But come on, Deshaun, and let this be a test to you other athletes. Be careful what you're doing out there. You got to be mindful of your surroundings and what's going on around you. There are people that literally are targeting y'all for a come up. I'm not saying you need to live in a bubble, live in a shelter, stay away from the public. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you got to always think about how you act in public. See, there's always been one thing my pops has always told me. He said you can always control how you act in public, no matter in any situation. You always control how you act in public. You don't always have to do what everybody else is doing. Don't get caught up in the hoopla. At the end of the day, especially when you got the money, you the meal ticket, you the investment. There are people that are targeting you for gains, not beneficial for you. When you get these, and you young cats got to understand it, especially going into the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. When you get this type of life changing money, people not looking at you for who your name is and who you are. They're looking at that paycheck that comes with your name. They're looking at that bank account that comes with your name. They are looking at everything else that's not associated with your name. They're looking at the financial gains that come with your name. I don't think nobody was doing what Watson was doing on IG. I mean, I'm not going to go that far, Anthony, because there are people that go out there on Instagram, sliding in DMs. Maybe not to the severity or the degree that Deshaun was, but I've heard of other celebrities with the check mark by their name sliding in DMs. Hey, if you don't believe me, go get an Instagram account right now. And I'm telling you, about 80% of Instagram is filled with women that barely got any clothes on. They showing butt cheeks. They showing the shape of their figure. They shaking it. They twerking. And it's more times than not, you're not gonna find a licensed masseuse on there. You can, but more than likely, you're gonna find them women that's trying to, there's women that literally make a living off of Instagram from sponsorships of wearing their scantily clad clothes and twerking in them. There's women that are traveling and they're making good money too. They paying the bills off of Instagram for posing, showing their flesh. You're doing every, and OnlyFans is just a step up. It's literally Instagram just with the nudity. Tim, you ain't lying though. You not lying. You not lying. And they got OnlyFans. They are OnlyFans accounts. There are women literally getting money for showing off their body on Instagram and OnlyFans. Getting money. It's literally the same content that they got on Instagram. They put it on OnlyFans when they go a little deeper. They show some body parts, uncensored. And guess what? You got to pay a subscription, a monthly subscription. I didn't see any subscription go from like $1.99 all the way up to like $20 a month. And Jokers is paying for it. Deshaun just fell into the trap. Oh, Anthony. Bruh, it's like that, bruh. It's like that. I'm being dead ass serious, man. Boy, it's a trap. And to me, that's the only thing Deshaun Watson is guilty of is falling for the trap of the Instagram models. Falling in the trap of the OnlyFans models. I'm in the wrong business too. But come on. Come on, man. When you got that kind of money, you gotta move in a different type of way. You gotta move more calculated than what Deshaun was doing. He was sloppy. I can admit that he was sloppy. He was very sloppy. But I just pondered on this. When those Houston Texans personnel was handing out these NDAs, what was the point of that? If you can't disclose anything, then how are we in this situation right now? I'm confused by that as well. But I'm telling you right now, I may be a minority in this opinion fact, but I base it off of the facts that were given out by Tony Busby and his crew. That was the biggest money grab I've seen in a while. That was a huge money grab. They got what they wanted. They got Deshaun Watson looking like a dirtbag, and they got money. Hell, they got paid twice because they had to get paid for the several masseuse sessions that they gave them, and they just got a check. It's a crazy world out there. Be smart, gentlemen. Be smart, gentlemen. You come up on some money, you better be smart about it. You better move different. You better move in a very discreet in a type of manner that ain't gonna get you jammed up. Oh, let's not forget about that, man. Please believe. Y'all remember when they said, Tony Busby said, oh, we gonna make the Texans a part of the class action suit. You know what they said? They said, no. Please believe they got a check from the Texans too. Because the Texans don't, they like, we don't want a part of this mess. But they're just as much culpable in this situation as Deshaun is. Because they facilitated rooms, hotel rooms. They facilitated the NDAs of those women that were involved. But you know, the Texans, now that Deshaun has been punished, Texans are absolved for some reason. And I don't get that. I don't understand that. Yeah, I'm not understand. I wonder what kind of NDA what was dropped that the Texas gave him. Because I'm just so confused on how any of this came out. If there were NDAs involved. So confused. So to me, I don't even think we hit the tip of the iceberg of this whole story But look, I'm just glad it's done and over with. And until anything changes, whether the suspension gets decreased or increased, I won't be talking about it no more because this has been enough circus for me talking about this on my show for the last 2.5 years, 2 years. It is what it is. Ask Jerry Jones about NDA. Hey, Jerry Jones makes sure his NDAs are clad proof, ironclad, trust. But no. All right, y'all. That's the show. Y'all know what it is. I appreciate everybody chopping it up with your boy tonight. You know, appreciate all the love and support. Please, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go on over I.O.W. Sports Network on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Hey, spread the word. Please. Word of mouth is key. Y'all spread the word of what we got going on, and we're going to keep dropping this heat for y'all. All right? You did? But y'all know the deal. Come check me out tomorrow night, the 23rd hour. Same wild card tomorrow. Peace and love, y'all. Y'all be good.
Yo. Sound like hell, TD.
Let's get it. Let's go. Yeah. Alright, let me get serious this time. Yo, I'm on my God of War shit. All the war spits, let the bass kick, nigga, feel the fucking floor lift. Watch your pores rip from these razor blade fingertips. Smoke hit your face like a hammer fist. Outstanding wit, suicidal flow. Nose diving to a free fall. Speedball, cannonball, jerking out on Adderall. I just watch the bodies fall. Supercharged like Dragon Ball. When I spit this fire out my mouth, you hear the dragon skull. Daily with explosive, just off of this and woven silk. Grind the rapper's flesh in the syrup and call it muscle milk. Some nutritious, my hunger forever endless. I'm vicious and bloodthirsty, my nigga. I handle business pretentious. I leave them injured, eating figures for